Hey, what's up everybody, Rich Gaming Guy here. Today in this video, we're going to take a closer look at the X20 mini handheld video game console. So we're going to unbox it, test it out, and see what it has to offer. Let's dive into it. So we're going to open this up, see what we've got waiting for us inside here. All right, so we've got some headphones, we've got ourselves a manual over here, power supply cable right here, and inside here is the actual console itself. So you can see here, X20 mini right there on the front. All right, guys, so this is going to be kind of a weird cut to the unboxing here. I unboxed it and immediately just got super confused. So I paused for a little while, readjusted the camera in the process. The reason I paused is, first I'll show you guys what is included. We have a USB cable here. We have some earbuds here as well. You plug it into the audio jack, which is located on the top. But here's the box that we took this out of. Now, this was advertised to me as a Powkiddy X20 mini. Now, this is the box that it came out of. It just says game player. Nowhere on here is there branding of any kind, literally just graphics. No information other than the color. And it says here, there is happiness in life, and then just game player up here. Even the top game player gives us little information, but nowhere on here does it say Powkiddy. Doesn't give us any details even about the model other than down here in the bottom right corner of the actual handheld. So I'm not comfortable saying this is a Powkiddy product because I've dealt with Powkiddy before. I've dealt with them direct actually in most cases, and they always have their logo on everything, all their packaging, even on the consoles. They would usually have it on the back side of the console. So the fact that there's no mention of Powkiddy anywhere on here is a red flag to me. So I'm not going to call it a Powkiddy X20 mini. I'm going to call it just an X20 mini handheld. So we're going to take a closer look at what this has to offer here. So there is a 4.3-inch display screen, which I actually did just power this on. You can see the picture there, and I did adjust the brightness on this too, just to see how bright it gets. It does time out there. I think it's a couple seconds. But in terms of the controls, 4 buttons, standard configuration, A, B, X, and Y. We have these plus and minus buttons up here, very similar to that of a Switch. However, there's no functionality to them. I got a pen here just to see if they're like recessed in. Wow. I literally just pushed that straight through. So there's no actual button here. They're just like, look at that. I literally just pushed it into the console. Did that do that? No, it was me hitting the button. Like, there's literally, it's like a hollow spot for these, and they just sit in there. I don't know if, like, they're clearly just for aesthetics. Very strange. Down here we have a up and minus, and it looks like a Y actually on there, but it must be V. Take a look at that. I don't know, that looks like a Y to me. Looks like, yeah, I would call that a Y. But it's volume, it's the volume control. So volume controls there, buttons function fine, start and select, function fine, A, B, X, and Y, function fine. D-pad, a little stiff, but you know, for a budget-friendly console like this, not bad. You know, it does have a little glide to it, still a little bit stiff though. Up here we have shoulder buttons, L and R. Zero functionality over there. Action seems to be right on, and you can see it's actually labeled a little hard to see, but right on the R. Functions a little stiff, but okay. And right over here in the corner. So same thing on the other side. Well, should be. No functionality, no action whatsoever on that. I'm right on the L, nothing. Up here, functions, not as well as this one. You can see I'm struggling with that one, but dead center, there we go. Look how hard I'm hitting just to enable that. And you can see the reaction there. Oh no, they're just jumping around for the hell of it. Wow. Okay, this is going downhill fast. What else? Oh, we have an analog stick here. Is it just for show? It literally doesn't move. If I grab it and push it or pull it, it moves, but look at this. literally doesn't move with my thumb. I have to pull it, like force it to move. Wow. Like there we go, little movement there. That's me pushing down into it though, and like this is just blowing me away. Maybe some WD-40, but it's like pushed down. I don't know, there's terrible action to that. This is just mind-blowing. Anyways, down here we have a micro SD card slot with a micro SD card on there. I imagine that's where the games are. This actually is an 8 GB. I opened it up before. Since I have it powered on right now, I'm not going to pop it open while it's powered on. This is our on and off switch, turned on right now because obviously it is turned on. Headphone jack right here. USB connection, which is good for these. This is how we're going to charge it. And then a microphone. Back here we have a speaker, which is oddly placed to be right where your hand would literally cover it. No matter how you use this, that's going to get covered. So yeah, we're not off to a great start. Let's take a look over here. There's a lot of different collections here. We have pictures, music, videos, calculator on there in case you want to crunch some numbers. We have settings, we have a recorder, we have a calendar. This is a handheld though, so all I care about are games. Let's go over to games. We'll select that with A, I guess. Yes, okay. So, all right, so I'm trying to do this in a way where we don't get much reflection, but this screen is giving me problems no matter how I kind of flip this, and then it times out too. So you get to see me staring at this through my camera. So we'll go through this fairly quickly. We have our collections over here on the left, which looks like there are 6 collections, unless there's more below. And it starts off with Super Nintendo, Mega Drive, NES, MAME, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and okay, we do have some more, but this one doesn't have anything in it. That looks like it would be Capcom. This is FC, which we have some games in there. Regular Game Boy, SMC here with at least 11 games, and Sega Mega Drive here with I don't know, not too many games. Let's see. Just 11 titles. Okay. All right, so we're going to go into a handful of these titles. Let's see how many Super Nintendo games we have on here. Of course, they don't count it for us. Okay, well, it looks like a decent amount. All right, decent amount of those. How many Mega Drive games do we have? Why don't they count them? They count the first page. Just want to see what the total count is here, or close to the total count anyways. All right, so we're about halfway, not quite halfway. I'd say there's about 400 titles, given the fact that 200 was up there. About 400 titles, I would guess. Let's see what the performance is like here. Let's go down to, can we, oh, of course not. We gotta hit, okay, so there's no shortcuts here from what I can tell. Start and select don't work here, so we don't have a jump to menu. So we'd have to hold this down to get down to, I was going to say, let's check Sonic, but we might be here all day getting down to the S's. Oh, no, they came pretty quick. All right, we're going to jump into Sonic the Hedgehog. There we go. All right, how do we get out of the game? No hotkey function there from what I can tell. Okay, so we hit L and start at the same time, and we should be able to exit, return to game. There must be a exit down here. There we go, exit. All right, so gameplay actually wasn't terrible there. It's a little laggy. Audio is a little off slightly. Not too bad though. So let's get out of Mega Drive and let's take a look at, let's see what MAME has to offer. And these are just the zipped file names here, so it makes navigating it a little bit challenging. It's not like a clean, title that you're choosing from. Let's go into Metal Slug, because we can actually tell a lot from how Metal Slug plays. All right, so not terrible there, but yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the gameplay wasn't terrible. It's a little laggy, a little bit of delays here and there. Let's jump into some Game Boy Color here. If I can find a game in here. I don't know why it's kind of does its own thing, not gonna lie. All right, guys, I'd love to say that this was a good product. It looked decent in the photos. However, this is an absolute nightmare of a handheld. The quality is not there. I thought this would be, a cheaper quality handheld, just given the fact that it just had budget written all over it. So I figured, not everybody wants to spend, north of $100 on a handheld console. So if there was a $50 option, which at the time of this video, I couldn't find any of these on the US market, but I did find some in Europe and they're going for about 49 euros. So at the time of this video, the conversion there to from euro to dollars would be about $52 and change, grossly overpriced for what you get here. If this was like $10 to 20 would be pushing it. $10 to $15, I would say, you can't really go wrong with it. If it works for you, great. You get access to decent games. The performance is adequate at best, but $10-15, no problem. $50 and higher, absolutely insanity. Just not worth that in any capacity. The shoulder buttons, we saw the right shoulder button was decent at best. It wasn't great performance by any means. Functionality was, a bit inconsistent, but more consistent than the left side, which I was hitting on the actual L letter and nothing at all. I had to hulk up on it to even get it to engage. Up at the tip of it, it functioned okay, not great. You saw me just tapping on both sides, and you can see the right one worked much better than the left. Analog stick on here,
no idea what's going on with that. You have to grab it and like position it. Like you would never be able to use it in game. I actually tried to use it in game. Did not work at all. You have to literally just like rope it with your finger and pull it to the direction you want it to go in. If you just glide your thumb over it like you should be able to do with an analog stick, no functionality at all. Doesn't track on screen. Doesn't move a centimeter. It's just a mess. What else? We had the plus and minus buttons up at the top, very similar to a Switch. Literally just there for show. Not sure if they thought that looked good, but when I pushed on it with the tip of my pen just to see if like it was one of those buttons that's recessed in, like a reset button, which why it would be on a plus is beyond me, but I've seen stranger things on some of these handhelds. It literally just pushed right into the console. It was like a hollow little puzzle piece there. It just served no purpose other than how it looked, visually, which I don't think it added anything to it. Certainly doesn't add anything to it when it pushed into the console and now rattles endlessly. So no idea what they were going for there, but it didn't pan out for them at all. So I would highly recommend running away from this product. First opportunity you get, don't waste a dime on it. It's not worth it. So that's the X20 Mini. I was hoping for a much better experience here. It plays games. It has some games on there. It's an awkward sort of load in and load out for those titles. I found that when I launched the games, I had to hit restart on the little menu there in order to actually launch into them. So it kind of takes you into like a laggy sort of screen that does absolutely nothing. It's just very awkward to navigate and to launch games, to exit games, to do just about anything on here. So again, just stay away from it. That's going to do it for today though. Wish I had better news, but it is what it is. That's the X20 Mini. Not from Powkitty, I don't think, but maybe. I have no idea. So that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you guys thought of this bizarre turn of events and this very strange handheld. Thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed the content today. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop for all future videos here on the Retro Gaming Guy YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.